everybody. I'm Samantha Barbato, and this is NEC Now. She's the Wagner women's tennis captain and NEC Student Athlete Advisory Committee, aka SAC, co-chair, an NCAA D1 SAC representative, an active member of the NCAA D1 Student Athlete Experience Committee, and the NCAA Sportsmanship and Ethical Conduct Committee. I'm here with Vedika Anand. Vedika, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm doing well, staying home, staying safe.
Good. That's good to hear. We're happy. As she said, it's worth mentioning, Vedika is joining us from halfway around the world right now. Her home in New Delhi, India. How is home right now? Can you fill us in on what the situation is there?
Sure. So I decided to come back after my season ended in March. So I've been home for about 2 months now. It's not been great. Our cases are rising pretty much every single day. We're just coming off of a national lockdown, but hopefully we're hoping that things get better soon and I'm able to get back into the US again.
Well, we hope so as well. Happy to hear that you and your family are doing well, though. To kick us off, you have had quite the tennis career at Wagner. You've been holding down the #1 spot for majority of your 4 years there. Can you talk to us about the process of first how you found Wagner, and then your time purely on the court as an athlete? Don't worry, we'll get to all your other stuff later.
Yeah, for sure. Well, my story is a little bit different. I come from India where college athletics is not a thing. It's not a concept in itself. And even knowing about the college athletic system in the US is very scarce. So my dad and I sort of just winged the entire process on our own. It was a lot of trial and error. I had a friend from India who was playing on the Wagner tennis team at the time, and I reached out to her. I was able to get a scholarship. I signed, I think, my NLI in June, and I was at Wagner in August. Never saw the place, didn't know where I was going, but it worked out well, so I'm not complaining. So when I got to Wagner, the best thing about it was I gelled with the team pretty quickly, and they were a big helping hand in helping me adjust and get accustomed to the American culture, staying away from home, and I love that about Wagner. And I love playing tennis. I've been playing since I was 6, and Wagner gave me the opportunity to pursue my dream while also getting a degree, and I couldn't ask for anything more.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. You, as mentioned before, you have a very impressive list of committees that you're involved in. It's clear that you've developed a passion as an advocate for student athletes, among other things. How did you get involved in all this?
It was sort of just, I was thrown into it. I've been like this since I was in high school. Sports and sports management was something that I was super involved in. I held a position as head of sports in my high school as well. And so most of my work was helping other athletes with their scheduling, being a sort of bridge between the high school administration and our athletic department. So the passion and the motivation to work in college athletics or even with just athletes stems from there. And when I went to Wagner, SAC became something that was known to me pretty quickly. So I got involved with Wagner SAC. I started making connections, reached out to everyone I possibly could. I joined the Women's Professional Network at Wagner, which helped me connect with different people in different industries. And I finally met Lisa from the NEC, our associate commissioner, and we had a quick chat, and I applied for the NEC co-chair position and got that, then got my NCAA SAC position, and then one thing led to another.
That's awesome to hear. Yeah, we love to hear that. I'm so happy that we have also been able to help you in this process. So you recently wrote an article for the NCAA's campus blog series. Yours is titled The New Normal. Can you run us through that a little bit? I know before you mentioned you're already home. You kind of mentioned earlier on this, your process of getting back a little bit. But yeah, run us through what you spoke about in your blog.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that blog it includes people from everywhere across America, colleges in America, sports medicine professional, coaches, administrators, student athletes, everyone possible are basically giving their personal story on how they're dealing with the new normal so that other student athletes and other administrators can see it and be inspired by it. So I was asked to write a blog as well, and I wrote about my experience on how I found out that my season had ended and this is the way my college career was ending, to eventually coming home and finding a new passion and something new to be motivated about. So I wrote about how I was in touch with my coaches over Zoom. We were having Zoom calls every Wednesday discussing motivational videos, watching film, just talking with each other, having a gossip session, just to keep each other a little more like positive during this time. I wrote about how I started a fitness page. That's something I've always been very passionate about, and I thought that this would be the perfect time to do it. So I just created a fitness page called @FitWithVed on Instagram, and I share my own workouts at home with my friends, and I've got a lot of positive response from it, and it's super exciting. But besides that, I've just been taking time for myself, cooking a little bit, spending time with my family. And even though this is a really difficult time for me because tennis was my one true love, and being able to finish my college career on a high would have been an absolute dream, but I wasn't able to do that. So I'm trying to find the best possible way to deal with the current situation and stay positive at the same time.
Yeah, definitely one of the things that I took from your blog was how, no, this is not a great situation for anybody, but you have done your best to make it the most positive for you and focus on what you have really enjoyed. Speaking of which, your cooking, your fitness, is there a favorite recipe or something that you've learned to cook in quarantine?
Well, so I'm actually a really bad cook. I'm not even exaggerating. Nobody in my family really knows how to cook. We sort of just try to, especially because all of us are home and we don't have much to do. But I tried to make banana bread with my mom and my brother a few times, and it's always been a fail, but I'm a big banana bread fan, so I eat it anyway, but it's been awful.
Sure, it's not as bad as you're saying, but we'd love to see some pictures. We'd love if you shared that with us as well. So how has this situation influenced your work with SAC on the NEC level, on a national level, as well as if it's influenced your other committees as well?
Yeah, for sure. So obviously the NCAA and conferences and institutions are going through a really hard time just as much as student athletes are. So at the NEC and NCAA level, SAC is focusing on student athlete well-being and mental health more than anything else. And that is our priority, to make sure that student athletes are being able to cope with what is going on and have the right support at this time. So at the NEC level, we recently did a open letter video. So we reached out to all the student athletes within the Northeast Conference, showing our support and letting them know that we're here for them, and that we empathize with them during this time. We're also going to be doing some other different initiatives with the NEC, which you will have to stay tuned for. But at the national level as well, we've increased our social media presence. Division I SAC Instagram page has got a lot of attention recently, and we've been doing SAC challenges every week. So every week we come up with a different topic that we discuss, ranging from exercise tips, mental fitness tips, mindfulness, things that student athletes can do at home, just so they know that they're not alone right now and that all of us are in this together.
Do you have a favorite tip or motivational quote or anything that you'd like to share with us?
Sure. So something that it's going to be on our SAC page soon as well for the NCAA, but I shared an exercise tip, and something that I shared was, it's difficult to find your motivation to work out at home, especially because it just doesn't seem the same when you're not training with your team or you're not at a gym. But creating a daily schedule has really helped me stay motivated. I have a specific time each day that I work out and that I consider my time. So I never let go of that because it gives me so much peace, and I get a chance to be alone. And the other thing is, there's a lot of people who don't have access to exercise equipment and gyms, but I created my own home workout equipment. I use bricks, pots, jugs, anything I can pretty much find. And I guess the best thing to do is be creative and have fun with it.
That's awesome. It also shows how dedicated you are to just being an athlete. It's awesome that you've still been able to take that home. We're really glad to hear that. So what's next for you? What does the future hold for you? Big question, I know.
It's a great question, but most people don't have an answer for it. I've had an answer for a very, very long time. I found my passion for college athletics at a pretty early stage in my college life, and I've been doing everything possible to pursue that career. So I will be starting work as soon as possible. July 1st is my start date. Hopefully I can get back into the US by then. I'm working at UC San Diego Athletics in student athlete development and equity, diversity, and inclusion. So I get to work with athletes and stay within college athletics, while I also hold my position with the NEC as co-chair and my committees at the national level as well. So I'll be heavily involved in college athletics for the next few years.
That is awesome to hear. Congratulations on that. We look forward to seeing all the work that you'll continue to do. So thank you for that. Do you have any other final words of encouragement, whether it be for student athletes in this difficult time? I know you kind of had something that you said to us before, or whether it be other kids like you who came here to get this experience, really anything.
Yeah, for sure. I guess the tip I would like to give everyone is that don't let this time bring you down. It's a situation that we're all in. It's not just you, right? From prospect student athletes to current student athletes to student athletes that are graduating. We're all in a situation that we don't want to be in. But the best thing you can do is make the most of this time. Don't think of this as a break or as a time that you can lay back. Think of it as an opportunity to better yourself. I'm taking some online courses. I'm working on my fitness. I'm spending time with my family that I don't usually get to do. So find different things that you can do that you don't get to do when you're training all the time or when you're away from home. So make the most of this opportunity, because once we get out of this pandemic, you want to be able to get back to the field or the court and be better than ever.
Vedika, thank you so much. On behalf of the NEC, we'd like to thank you for your time on the court as a student athlete. We also want to thank you for all of your tremendous work advocating for student athletes as co-chair of the NEC SAC, and beyond to all of the work that you've been doing at a national level. Congratulations on all of your accomplishments in the past 4 years. Graduating from Wagner. I think I also saw you just got an award from the Department of Psychology.
I did, yes.
Congratulations on that too.
Thank you.
Excelling on and off the court in all the ways that you can. It's really awesome to see. We wish you the best. And as I said before, we can't wait to see what you'll accomplish in your future.
Thank you so much.
Everybody, that was Vedika Anand, and this has been NEC Now.